Good evening. Thanks for being with us tonight. Yesterday night, we brought you a developing story out of Tuscaloosa after a person was killed on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Tonight, more details have surfaced in the victim's identity and how the accident took place. That's in tonight's top story. According to Captain Lloyd Baker with the Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Unit, the victim is 71-year-old Andrew Lee Perkins. Baker says Perkins was walking on the sidewalk off Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard before he stepped off the sidewalk and onto the roadway. That's when a car hit Perkins. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Baker says the driver, a 19-year-old female, was with two other teenage passengers. The driver and passengers left the scene initially and met with the mother of one of the passengers. She drove them all back to the scene. The vehicle involved was taken in for evidence. Baker says neither alcohol or any illegal substances appear to have contributed to the accident. Baker says all the parties were interviewed and have been released pending further investigation. The Tuscaloosa Police Department's Accident Reconstruction Unit also responded to process the scene. Stay right here on WVUA for the latest in this story as it continues to develop. And more sad news for West Alabama as the city of Tuscaloosa has learned that a beloved member of the community has died. 29-year-old Tuscaloosa firefighter P.J. Bean died last night while he was visiting his family in South Dakota. It is believed that he drowned while the area was experiencing flash floods. Bean worked at Fire Station 4 in Tuscaloosa. He was also on the Tuscaloosa Combat Challenge team. A close friend of Bean says he had just been accepted to school in South Dakota to become a physician's assistant he would have been attending in the fall. Friends and family say he was a great person who loved Tuscaloosa and impacted many people's lives. He'll be greatly missed. After tragedy, signs of hope can come in very different forms. And if you've driven by Forest Lake in the past few days, you might have noticed an interesting sight. DRC Emergency Services were spending their 9th day working out on Forest Lake today. For the past week, a crew has been pumping the lake and removing a large amount of debris left after the April 27th tornado last year. DRC hopes to complete the cleanup in 2 or 3 weeks and return the lake to the way it looked before the tragic events. WVUA spoke with project manager Brandon Elliott, who had a more detailed description of the work that is currently in progress.
We're concentrating on the bank debris, anything that the marsh buggy couldn't pick up, and we've got hand laborers out there picking up, raking the small debris that got blown in from the tornado.
The Tuscaloosa curbside recycling program is set to resume tomorrow after being suspended due to the April 27th tornado. Recycling will be picked up on the same day as your regular trash pickup. Bins must be at the curb separately from your garbage and trash before 7 a.m. and before 6 a.m. between Memorial Day and Labor Day to ensure collection. Recyclable items include cardboard, office paper, newspaper and magazines, plastics and aluminum and tin cans. Items that will not be accepted are glass, batteries, electronic items, household garbage, and medical waste. To find out your curbside recycling schedule, call Tuscaloosa 311. And now in your Education Watch, a state school official is calling for a complete overhaul of the state's testing program. State School Superintendent Tommy Bice says it is time to raise performance standards in Alabama's schools. He is proposing changes that include requiring a higher minimum score necessary for a student to pass and adding more components than just multiple choice to the tests. He also says the state should not allow students to reach 8th grade before their weaknesses are identified and fixed. Right now, the state has a mediocre high school graduation rate, something Bice also hopes will improve with the proposed changes. Now from the classroom to the ball fields of Alabama, Little League isn't just for the little ones. The Kentucky Warriors took younger players off the field and put the coaches in. The one-game elimination tournament was all in good fun, though, to raise money for Kentucky Park, an area organizers say needs a rejuvenation. WVUA's Sarah Chovnick has more on the dugout swap.
It's America's pastime. And for one day, these little leaguers are taking their coaches out to the ball game, as the coaches become the students and the students become the teachers.
I've heard so many players who are just ready to get on to their dads for the same thing that they said they get on to them.
Scanning the coaches up, go, stop, whatever. Pick your glove back up and not do it again. Scrape your knee off.
It's all in fun, and they know it. They know that we love them, that we care for them, even as coaches, players.
The first annual Coaches vs. Coaches softball tournament at Kentucky Park brought out 8 teams and 67 coaches turned players. And with that many playing ball, things are bound to get a little competitive.
Well, we feel like we still got our old high school days or college days in us, so we're going to find out today. It's a good thing Mid-Center's sponsoring us because we may be using up a lot of co-pays after today.
The winners advance to the next round and the losers to the dunking booth. But coaches say having an outlet to teach children the fundamentals of life is worth getting a little wet.
It's funny because you come out here and you can hear kids, they go to school with one another, and it's always, hey, good hit, good run, good throw, whatever it is. And the kids absolutely just love it. It's really about sportsmanship, just learning how to get along well with others, learning how to play within the rules of the game.
Organizers say the turnout for this year's event was so great, they intend to do it next year. Reporting in Northport, Sarah Chovnik, WVUA News.
Coaches paid $10 to enter the tournament. All proceeds went back to Kentuck Park to help aid in its revamping. Mother's Day isn't for another week, but when it comes to finding the perfect way to celebrate mothers, you might want to get a head start. But if you can't think of anything, you could always take advice from these people.
Read her a poem, and I bought her something that she's been wanting for a while.
Cosmetics, I guess, is what we're going to do this year. We were sent here on a mission by my daughter, and she told us what we needed to get.
Think about buying her a brand new car and some nice rims to go on there.
And WVUA wants to do something special to recognize your mom. From now till May 9th, you can enter our Mother's Day contest by telling us what makes your mother great. If your entry is chosen, your mom could win some awesome prizes like a Buffalo Rock Pepsi prize pack, a Hudson Pool watch, and gift cards to Spiller Furniture, Warehouse Fabrics, and Winsel's Oyster House. Now here's how you can enter. All information and a way to enter is on our website under the Mother's Day contest link. Participants can also enter by writing a letter to WVUA TV, P.O. Box 11199, Tuscaloosa, Alabama 35486. Please include your name, your mother's full name, your address, phone number, and a written description of what makes your mother a great mom.